All right, Skope TV, Thursday night, October 29, 2009. Skope listeners, we are having some week this week. Cormega on Monday, and then a mega producer on Thursday by the name of Focus. Focus, are you with me here tonight?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. What's good, people?
What's happening? What were you up to today? Where are you talking from tonight? What's the deal?
Right now, I'm at my home in Atlanta, man. I've just been chilling right now, just rebuilding the tracks, you know? Just been in the lab.
I love it. I love it. Now, my people out there know, my loyal listeners know I love to start my interviews off with a drink. So I'm going to have my drink, and I'm going to speak in my first real question to you. Focus, at what age did you know that you wanted to be a producer and master the recording studio?
Oh, man, it was at the age of 8 in second grade. I already knew what I wanted to be when I was 8.
And that was it?
That was it. That was all. You couldn't tell me anything else after that.
Thank goodness. Now, your father was against your decision to be in the music biz because he himself was in the music biz. How does he feel about your decision now?
Well, my dad passed in '96, but I know that, even up, doing my whole thing all the way up until he passed, he was still adverse to it, you know what I'm saying? He just didn't want me to go through the headaches and the rigmarole that he went through, you know what I'm saying? Once you turn around and you're hot, but when you're not, these people turn their back on you, and he just didn't want me to see that, so,
It's respectable, looking out for his son.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, did you need a special education at school, or was it all hands-on, how you learned the trade?
Yeah, it was all hands-on. I kind of got one up on everybody because I got to go to the studio a couple of times with my pops and see how he did it. He wasn't really showing me anything, but it was nothing but, to keep your eyes open and to see the fact that, when you turn the dials, everything changes. So I just sat behind him and learned as much as I could, and I just learned from that. I just got to sit in front of the board and turn the dial and see what happens.
That's cool. Now, you've worked with megastars. I mean, I went through your portfolio today. It's incredible. What happened in your career that opened the doors to give you that access and exposure to such big names?
I think the biggest thing that happened in my career was moving to Atlanta. I don't know if everybody knows the whole story, but a cat by the name of Jason Weaver, he used to be on the show Smart Guy. Jason was starting a whole new production company, and he heard my production from a cat named Omar Gooding, who was also on Smart Guy. And Omar's a really good friend of mine, and we were doing some production together. And Jay heard him, was like, look, if you want to come out to Atlanta, I got a place, and I need you to be my producer. So when I came out here, that's when I started working for Shakespeare, and I got to work with NSYNC, and I got to work with Usher, and I got to work with Pink, and that's from then on, it just kept rolling.
It's unbelievable. And just the variety of artists that you work with. I mean, you go from like The Game to Pink.
Right, yeah.
It's great.
I think a lot of people thought that I was just a hip hop producer, but I really came into the game. My father was a disco producer and a rock producer, so I'm coming in from a lot of diverse music from the household.
And you're a testament because music is music. It's it shouldn't be separated. But album leaks is a huge issue in the music industry. What measures do you take so that does not happen on your watch?
What do you mean, sir?
Like, people, like some producers leaking tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're working with an artist and the track all of a sudden ends up on the internet. How do you make sure that doesn't happen?
Because I give the internet enough free stuff that they don't have to keep looking for more from me. Yep. I know that the fans, or I call them family, the fans that I have on the internet, they want good music. So I give them enough free stuff to satisfy that appetite. And then when I do put out an album and they understand that we're trying to get, camaraderie from it, these people, they support us. They support us.
Focus, what would you say is the most important trait about you that makes you so great as a producer?
I appreciate that compliment, but I think the only thing that makes me good in my craft is the fact that I'm willing to learn, and I know that there's still more to learn, and I try to remain humble. I don't let it get. I don't get a big head about what I do. It's all a blessing from God, and I'm just blessed to be able to do it. You know.
Now, my next question. This is no bullshit. Okay, and it is so funny because I was looking over the portfolio over the past couple days preparing for this interview. You produced, wrote, and programmed my favorite hip-hop song of all time, which is Where I'm From The Game and Nate Dogg. I play it in the gym, I play it in the car, I play it on my iPod. After you mastered that track, did you know that track was going to be a monster hit?
No, and still even hearing it from your mouth right now, I had no idea. Like, when people tell me that, it's an honor. But when I made the track, Dre told me he was riding out to it for a while, and he said he loved the track, gave it to Game put it down. That's basically how it really went.
And that's no bullshit either. You can ask my girl. I love that track.
I appreciate it, man. Appreciate that.
That track is crazy. Now, Focus, what was the first hit that you produced that you heard on the radio? And how did you feel after you heard it?
The first hit was You Already Know for 112. And I think that record was such a shock to me because the track was 2 years old before it came out. And Sean Garrett just penned a hit to it. And when I heard it, I literally had to pull over because I was shaking. Like, I've never heard a record like, you know, one of my records be number one in anybody's countdown, and, you know, it was 18 weeks on BET and all that stuff, and I even was there when they shot the video. It was just amazing to me.
It's awesome. Now, I've been so excited all day to ask you these next two questions. In 2001, Dr. Dre caught wind of you. Please explain how that came to be, and how much of an effect just that experience has on you to this day.
You said in 2001, what? I'm sorry.
Was it in 2001, Dr. Dre, when you linked up with Dr. Dre, how did that completely change everything for you?
It just made me more serious. Dre is my mentor. Dre was, you know, my number one mentor. And for me to meet him and you know, the only thing that he said to me was, if you're ready to work, let's work. Like, it just made me more serious, more focused, no pun intended. And I got the arena to do what I had to do. And make the music, you know.
Wow. And we're going to take our first break. Skope TV. We got Focus on the phone from Atlanta. This is nothing but heat tonight. Thursday night.